On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Honor.
High regard or great respect for someone, the quality of having and doing based on a keen sense of morality. Verb, to show respect towards someone.
Examples:
Womanly honor. Honor our ancestors. I claim on my honor that it is true.
Perpetual.
Continuing for an extended period in the same way without stopping or being interrupted.
Examples:
Perpetual motion machine. Perpetual struggle. The company employs a perpetual inventory system.
Secretary.
A person whose job is to deal with correspondence, keep records, and do administrative work for a company or organization.
Examples:
A confidential secretary. Secretary General. The chief secretary was responsible for organizing the meeting.
Academy.
A school for special training, a type of official organization that aims to encourage and develop standards in its particular field.
Examples:
An academy of music. A member of the academy. Her new documentary earned her an Academy Award.
Splendid.
Very impressive or beautiful, magnificent.
Examples:
A splendid meal. Have a splendid time. The splendid palace was built in the 18th century.
Attire.
Clothing, especially for a particular occasion or purpose.
Examples:
Businesslike attire. Casual attire. The formal attire for the wedding was a black tie.
Uniform.
Always the same, showing a single form or character in all occurrences. Noun, the special set of clothes worn by members of a particular group as a means of identification.
Examples:
At a uniform temperature. Our school uniform. This country has a nationally uniform culture.
Befit.
To be suitable or appropriate for a person or thing, to be in accordance with or to be a fitting match for someone or something.
Examples:
Befit the occasion. Actions that befit a hero. A black tie event would befit such an elegant venue.
Legislate.
To make or enact laws, to exert control or influence through the creation or enforcement of laws.
Examples:
Legislate gun control. Legislate against discrimination. The government needs to legislate stricter laws to protect the environment.
Usage.
The way in which a word or phrase is used in a language, the extent in which how much something is used.
Examples:
Monthly usage amount. Linguistic usage. The machine had been damaged by rough usage.
Perpetuate.
To make something continue or prevail for a long time.
Examples:
perpetuate a myth. Perpetuate chronic pain. That work perpetuates his fame.
Compile.
To create a book, a list, a report, etc., by combining various objects, articles, music, etc.
Examples:
compile a biography. Compile the data. We are attempting to compile a list of qualified candidates for the position.
Dictionary.
A reference book containing an alphabetical list of words and their definitions, as well as information about their origins, usage, and pronunciation.
Examples:
dictionary definition. Online dictionary. I need to purchase a new English dictionary.
Edition.
A particular form or version in which a text, especially a printed book, magazine, or newspaper, is published.
Examples:
a paper edition. Edition deluxe. They issued a limited edition of the artist's recordings.
Refer.
To direct someone's attention, thoughts, or questions to another source or person, to mention, cite, or allude to something as evidence or support.
Examples:
refer to a book. Refer to a map. Please refer to the instruction manual for further assistance.
Toil.
To work hard and persistently, to engage in physically or mentally demanding tasks or activities for extended periods of time.
Examples:
toil to make a living. Toil up the mountain. The farmers toiled in the fields, harvesting the crops before the start of the rainy season.
Spider.
A small, eight-legged creature that spins webs to catch insects as food. A computer program that systematically browses the World Wide Web for purposes of web indexing.
Examples:
spider venom. Web spider. The spider spun an intricate web in the corner of the room.
Recommendation.
An official suggestion that something is good or suitable for a particular purpose or job.
Examples:
follow his recommendations. A letter of recommendation. We made a recommendation to the client.
Gaily.
In a cheerful, light-hearted, or lively manner, with a sense of joy or happiness, brightly or colorfully.
Examples:
sing gaily. Smile gaily. The children danced gaily around the maypole, celebrating the arrival of spring.
Ignore.
To intentionally not listen or pay attention to.
Examples:
Ignore her advice. Ignore a ban. Since independence, the area has been completely ignored.
Conceit.
An excessively high opinion of oneself, self-importance.
Examples:
Full of conceit. Puffed up with conceit. His vain conceit made it difficult for him to work well with others.
Emerge.
To move out of or away from something and become visible.
Examples:
Emerge as a butterfly. Emerge from poverty. During colonial eras, new migratory patterns emerged.
Interact.
To communicate or react with somebody.
Examples:
Interact directly with customers. Interact with one another. He should interact more with his colleagues.
Visible.
Capable of being seen or open to easy view.
Examples:
Visible stars. Visible by X-ray. My home is easily visible from the shore.
Unstoppable.
Impossible to stop or prevent.
Examples:
Unstoppable force. Unstoppable momentum. The team's winning streak was unstoppable.
Fin.
A thin flat part on the body of a fish or other aquatic animal used for propulsion or balance.
Examples:
Back fin. A fin of a plane. The shark's powerful fins allowed it to swim at high speeds.
Constant.
Happening repeatedly or all the time.
Examples:
A constant wind. A constant temperature. Constant dropping wears away the stone.
Slang.
Informal or non-standard language that is often used within a specific group or culture and may not be considered appropriate in a professional or formal context.
Examples:
Slang phrases. Internet slang. A lot of slang words and phrases were popularized by hip-hop music.
Jargon.
Specialized language or vocabulary used by a particular group or profession that is often difficult for outsiders to understand. Language that is full of technical slang or obscure terms and is often used to obscure or confuse rather than clarify.
Examples:
Business jargon. Scientific jargon. The financial industry is notorious for using complicated jargon that confuses consumers.
Historic.
Famous or significant in history, or potentially so.
Examples:
Historic accomplishment. Achieve the historic feat. The Chinese people have accomplished several historic feats.
Divergence.
The act or process of separating and moving in different directions, a difference or variance between two or more things or ideas, a deviation from a common or shared path or goal.
Examples:
Divergence angle, ideological divergence. The divergence in opinions among the team members led to a delay in completing the project.
Dialect.
A form of a language that is spoken in a particular geographical area or by a particular group of people and has distinguishing characteristics.
Examples:
A local dialect, minority dialect. The dialect spoken in the region differed from other parts of the country.
Formation.
The way something is created naturally, or the way it has been arranged.
Examples:
A rock formation, formation flight. Character formation is one of the goals of education.
Shed.
To get rid of something as superfluous or unwanted, to cast off hair, skin, horn, or feathers. Noun, an outbuilding with a single story, mainly used for shelter or storage.
Examples:
Shed an old skin, a cow shed. He shed a secret tear when he heard the news of his friend's death.
Aspect.
One part or feature of a situation, problem, subject, etc.
Examples:
Non-technical aspects of the job. Aspects of social, political, and economic life. His professional experience includes all aspects of media production.
Cognitive.
Of or relating to mental processes of understanding.
Examples:
Improve cognitive function. Research on cognitive psychology. His cognitive faculties were getting worse because of a lack of sleep.
Machinery.
A group of large machines or the components of a machine that make it work, social institution functions or structure for doing something.
Examples:
Heavy machinery. Inactive machinery. The machinery of audit formally issued a business improvement order.
Humming.
Producing a continuous, low, vibrating sound like that of the bee.
Examples:
Humming sound. Hummingbird. The humming of the bees filled the air as she walked through the garden.
Conceptualization.
The process of forming or developing an abstract idea or concept, often through the use of language or other symbolic representations.
Examples:
Conceptualization of a problem. The conceptualization of the sculpture. The conceptualization of the project took several weeks to complete.
Relation.
The way two persons or groups of people feel and act toward one another. Relation between cause and effect. Relation of inclusion. The industrial relations laws were passed with little to no alteration.
Govern.
To legally control and direct a country, city, group of people, etc., and be responsible for introducing new laws, organizing and maintaining public services.
Examples:
A nation's right to govern. Govern a public enterprise. The regulations governing medical malpractice claims are rigorous.
Interaction.
The act of connecting with someone, mainly when working, playing, or spending time with them.
Examples:
The interaction between man and his environment. Interaction among human beings. The interaction of the two groups is good for brainstorming.
Indulge.
To allow oneself or another person to have or enjoy something, especially something that is considered to be a luxury or treat.
Examples:
Indulge in debauchery. Indulge children. She indulged in a warm bath after a long day at work.
Passion.
Intense, driving, or overpowering feeling or conviction.
Examples:
Passion hobby. Passion drive. Her passion for cooking is evident in every dish she prepares.
Verb.
A word or phrase that describes an action, state, or experience.
Examples:
Complex verb. An auxiliary verb. Use a singular verb if the subject is singular.
Construct.
To build or create something, to assemble or combine different parts to form something whole.
Examples:
Construct a 3D image. Construct a dam. He constructs hypotheses that no mathematician has ever imagined before.
Chassis.
The framework and mechanical parts of a vehicle or machine.
Examples:
Chassis design. Chassis frame. The chassis of the car is made of steel.
Framework.
The structural components of a building or object that support its weight and give it form, the underlying structure of a system, concept, or text.
Examples:
Legal framework. The framework of a house. He devised a new analytical framework to capture the phenomenon.
Bolt.
A metal bar that slides across to lock a door or window closed. A discharge of lightning accompanied by thunder. Verb, to move or jump suddenly.
Examples:
Bolt diameter. Bolt from my bed. The lightning bolt twigged in several directions.
Reminder.
Something that serves to jog or refresh one's memory. A prompt or message that helps to recall or remember something.
Examples.
Reminder message. Reminder email. The sticky notes served as helpful reminders of important tasks that needed to be completed.
Intransitive.
Describes a verb that does not require an object to complete its meaning, which does not transfer its action to a receiver or object.
Examples.
Intransitive verb. Intransitive motion. In languages like Japanese, the intransitive construction of a verb can differ significantly from its transitive counterpart.
Din.
A loud, confused noise, a loud, persistent racket.
Examples.
Din of traffic. Mighty din. The din of the city was overwhelming.
Transitive.
Describes a verb that requires an object to complete its meaning, which transfers its action to a receiver or object.
Examples.
Transitive construction. Transitive action. To master a language, we must understand the transitive pattern of verb conjugation.
Mandate.
An official or authoritative instruction or command, a commission or authority to carry out a particular task.
Examples.
Mandate obligation. An imperial mandate. The mandate given to the new government is to improve the economy.
Devour.
To eat or consume something eagerly or ravenously, or to destroy something rapidly.
Examples.
Devour a meal. Devour my way. She devoured the mystery novel in one sitting.
Grammar.
The set of structural constraints on speakers or writers' composition of clauses, phrases, and words.
Examples.
Grammar checker. Latin grammar. Mastering grammar takes a lot of time for those learning a foreign language.
Preposition.
A word or group of words that shows the relationship of a noun or pronoun to another word in a sentence, indicating location, time, direction, or manner. Example: in, on, at, above, before, after.
Examples.
English preposition. Complex preposition. When learning a new language, understanding the use of prepositions can be quite challenging.
Tempting.
Likely to attract or persuade someone to do something, especially something that may not be wise or safe.
Examples.
Tempting offer. Sound very tempting. The chocolate cake was too tempting for me to resist.
Generalization.
The act of making a broad statement or conclusion based on limited information or experience, a statement that applies to a large group or category of things or people, often without considering the unique qualities or circumstances of each individual.
Examples.
Hasty generalization. Generalization of the problem. It's unfair to make a generalization about an entire group of people based on stereotypes.
Recipient.
A person who receives something.
Examples.
A recipient of a Nobel Prize. A recipient of a lung transplant. When performing an organ transplant, it is necessary to test for compatibility between the donor and recipient.
Handy.
Valuable and convenient, easy or ready to reach or use.
Examples.
A handy-sized bag. Handy tool. They found a handy place to play catch.
Infinite.
Unlimited or very great, impossible to measure.
Examples.
Infinite appetite. Infinite in supply. The battle had an infinite impact on the nation.
Parrot.
A tropical bird with a curved beak and the ability to mimic sounds, often kept as a pet and trained to copy the human voice.
Examples.
Repeat like a parrot. A talking parrot. She keeps a parrot in a birdcage as a pet.
Extract.
A short passage taken from a book, piece of music, etc. A substance obtained from something through a specific process. Verb, to obtain from something or to remove something by effort or force.
Examples.
A brief extract from the book. Botanical extract. Anesthetize the gum before extracting the teeth.
Unfortunately.
By bad luck, unluckily.
Examples.
Unfortunately caught in a shower. Even more unfortunately. The treatments were done, but, unfortunately, were unsuccessful.
Idiosyncrasy.
A distinctive or unique way of functioning, behaving, or thinking that is characteristic of an individual or a group, a peculiar or eccentric habit or behavior.
Examples.
Personal idiosyncrasy. Cultural idiosyncrasy. His idiosyncrasy of always wearing green socks was a quirky habit.
Exception.
Something that is not included in a general rule or pattern, a person or thing that is excluded or stands apart from others.
Examples.
Make an exception. Without exception. She was the exception to the rule, as she managed to graduate college in only 2 years.
Headache.
Pain in the head, someone or something that causes anxiety or trouble.
Examples.
Headache accompanied by fever. Bit of a headache. This pill will relieve your headaches immediately.
Odd.
Strange or unexpected, not divisible by 2.
Examples.
In an odd way. Odd behavior. His grandfather was an odd man.
Initial.
Of or happening at the beginning, noun, the first letter of a word, especially a person's name.
Examples:
Initial velocity. An initial letter. They took the initial step toward reconciliation.
Synonymous.
Having the same or a similar meaning as another word or phrase.
Examples:
Synonymous terms. Non-synonymous mutation. The phrase big shot and important person are synonymous.
Crank.
A mechanical device that converts rotary motion into linear motion or vice versa, an eccentric or unpredictable person.
Examples:
Crank handle. Crank collar. The fishing reel had a crank that made it easy to reel in the catch.
Microscope.
An instrument used to see objects or substances that are too small to be seen with the naked eye.
Examples:
Microscope slide. Electron microscope. I used an optical microscope to observe the small organisms in the water sample.
Cognition.
The psychological process of perception and learning and reasoning, the mental action or process by which knowledge and understanding are developed in the mind.
Examples:
Social cognition. Cognition disorder. The professor focused on the research of infant cognition.
Subtle.
Not readily apparent or visible.
Examples:
Subtle changes. A subtle poison. The room was painted in a subtle pink hue.
Correspond.
To match or be similar to something else almost exactly, to exchange messages.
Examples:
Correspond to a standard. Correspond with a foreign student. The numbers on the sign correspond to points on the map.
Construe.
To interpret or understand the meaning of something, typically in a particular way, to analyze or explain the grammar or structure of a sentence or phrase.
Examples:
Construe a contract. Construe a sentence. It isn't easy to construe his intentions without knowing him better.
Classic.
Judged or deserving to be regarded as one of the best or most important of its kind over a period of time, of a well-known type.
Examples:
A classic experiment. Chinese classic literature. He displayed the classic symptoms of depression.
Reverse.
To change something's direction, order, position, decision, etc., to the opposite one, adjective, directed or moving toward the rear.
Examples:
Reverse the trend. Reverse the order. The restaurant reversed a ban on smoking.
Illusion.
A false idea or belief, especially about somebody or about a situation.
Examples:
Optical illusion. Illusion of being in forest. He could no longer tell the difference between illusion and reality.
Recreation.
The activity that renews your health and spirits by enjoyment and relaxation, the act or process of making something that existed in the past exists or seems to exist again in a different time or place.
Examples:
Outdoor recreation. Recreation of the homeland. Basketball is their usual recreation after school.
Conscious.
Being aware of and able to respond to what is happening around you.
Examples:
Conscious effort. Conscious of having succeeded. He became conscious that he was being followed.
Affected.
Influenced, feeling or showing emotion, especially exaggerated emotion, not natural or sincere.
Examples:
Affected way of walking. The affected part. Her affected accent made it difficult to take her seriously.
Noun.
A word that generally functions as the name of a specific object or set of objects.
Examples:
Noun phrase. Proper noun. In some foreign languages, the gender of nouns exists.
Specification.
A detailed description of the characteristics, features, or requirements of something, typically a product or system, a written statement that outlines the standards, procedures, or requirements for a project or job.
Examples:
Functional specification. Engineering specification. The project specifications outlined the goals and requirements for the team to complete.
Possession.
The state or fact of owning or having something.
Examples:
Possession of the evidence. A territorial possession. That painting is my possession, and I inherited it from my grandmother.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples:
Involve a lot of paperwork. Involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Possess.
To have or own something or to have as an attribute, knowledge, skill, etc.
Examples:
Possess a basic knowledge. Possess divine powers. He possesses a good sense of humor.
Implant.
To insert or fix an artificial device in a person's body, to put an idea, attitude, etc., firmly in the mind.
Examples:
Implant genes in the animals. Implant into the uterus. The doctor will implant a pacemaker to regulate his heart rate.
Obnoxious.
Extremely unpleasant or offensive, annoying or irritating to the point of causing discomfort or harm.
Examples:
Obnoxious habits. Obnoxious odor. His obnoxious behavior at the party made everyone uncomfortable.
Conclude.
To come to an end or close, to reach a judgment or opinion by reasoning.
Examples:
Conclude a meeting. Conclude that he is healthy. We concluded a ceasefire.
Analyze.
To think about in depth and evaluate to discover essential features or meaning.
Examples:
Analyze a chemical compound. Analyze your real motives. The teacher attempted to analyze the root cause of our mistake.
Fine-grained.
Characterized by having a small or fine grain or texture, detailed or intricate, involving or requiring careful attention to small details or distinctions.
Examples:
Fine-grained analysis. Fine-grained control. The fine-grained texture of the fabric made it incredibly soft to the touch.
Conceptual.
Related to or founded on ideas, principles.
Examples:
Conceptual art. New conceptual framework. He has absolutely no conceptual comprehension of maths.
Structure.
The way of construction of something and the arrangement of its parts, or a complex thing constructed of many parts.
Examples:
The structure of a machine. Structure and function of the brain. The organizational structure of startups is often flat and straightforward.
Automatically.
Without needing a direct human control.
Examples:
Record driving automatically. Automatically adjusted. Our subscription plan is automatically renewed.
Unconscious.
In the state of lacking awareness and the capacity for sensory perception, especially as the result of a head injury or illness.
Examples:
Unconscious bias. A person who is unconscious. I know his unconscious habit that he touches his face when he lies.
Compute.
To make a mathematical calculation.
Examples:
Compute an average score. Compute the value. I tried to compute the efficiency of the investment.
Utter.
Complete, total, or absolute, said, done, or experienced without any exceptions or qualifications, spoken aloud or enunciated very clearly and distinctly. Verb, to speak or articulate words, sounds, or a voice.
Examples:
utter nonsense, utter a big sigh. The utter chaos of the concert crowd made it seem like a wild animal was in the room.
Concept:
An idea or principle associated with something abstract.
Examples:
Learn new concepts. Concept car. One such rapidly growing concept is quantum cryptography.
Fundamental:
Forming an essential base or core from which everything else develops or is affected.
Examples:
Fundamental education. Fundamental rights. Human behavior has fundamental characteristics.
Causation:
The action or relationship between an event or action and its effect or consequence, the explanation for why something happens.
Examples:
Causation analysis. Direct causation. The causation of the disease is still under investigation by medical researchers.
Intention:
Something you want to do and are going to do.
Examples:
Intention behind his decision. Clear intention. Our CEO's intentions are always transparent and straightforward.
Reminiscent:
Making you remember someone or something, relating to the recall of personal interests.
Examples:
Reminiscent of ancient times. Reminiscent smile. His painting style is reminiscent of Monet's.
Argue:
To express differing opinions or points of view, often in a heated or contentious manner, to present a case or reasoning to persuade or convince others.
Examples:
Argue a case. Argue passionately. The couple began to argue over which restaurant to go to for dinner.
Doe:
A mature female of mammals of which the male is called a buck, such as a deer or a rabbit.
Examples:
Doe rabbit. Buck and doe. Hunters use a whistle that makes the doe sound to lure stags.
Perception:
A belief, opinion, or image you have based on how you regard, understand, or interpret something, the ability to see, hear, or notice something through the senses.
Examples:
Keen perception. Perception of a stimulus. He is a man admired for the depth of his perception.
Texture:
The feel or appearance of a surface or substance.
Examples:
The texture of the skin. The texture of octopus. We could sense the silk's lovely texture.
Virtually:
Almost completely.
Examples:
Virtually all countries. Virtually identical. Virtually all the parties signed the contract.
Differentiate.
To recognize or establish as being distinct, to distinguish between things that are compared, to calculate a derivative.
Examples:
Differentiate between fact and fiction. Differentiate a function. The teacher asked the students to differentiate between the two similar species of birds.
Addition.
The act or process of adding something to something else, the process of adding numbers.
Examples:
Chemical addition. Addition of vectors. In addition, private corporations provide healthcare services.
Twist.
To bend or turn something into a certain shape.
Examples:
Twist around to the left. Twist a wet towel. He twisted pieces of rope out of straw.
Literally.
In the real or original meaning of a word or phrase, in a literal sense or way, not figuratively.
Examples:
Translate literally. Bite his tongue literally. He literally jumped out of his chair when he heard the news.
Metaphor.
A figure of speech in which an expression is used to refer to something that it does not denote to suggest a similarity.
Examples:
Metaphor for death. Visual metaphor. She expressed her thought in an artful choice of metaphors.
Transfer.
To move, pass, or change from one person, place, or situation to another.
Examples:
Transfer a file. Transfer power. She transferred the money from her savings account to her checking account.
Maximum.
The largest or greatest amount or value attainable or attained.
Examples:
Maximum limit. The maximum speed. The maximum temperature recorded this summer was higher than average.
Span.
The entire length of something, such as time or space from beginning to end, the amount of space that something covers.
Examples:
The span of a bird's wings. The average lifespan. He slightly modified the span of training because it was just before a match.
Stud.
A small object with a head on one end and a sharp point on the other, used for fastening clothing, leather, or other materials. An animal used for breeding, typically a male horse or bull that is of superior breeding stock. Verb: to decorate or adorn with studs, to provide with studs for support.
Examples:
Horse stud. Wall stud. He bought a new stud to attach the strap to his watch.
Moving.
Causing strong emotions or feelings, especially sadness or sympathy.
Examples:
Moving experience. Moving ceremony. His moving speech about his struggles with addiction brought tears to the audience's eyes.
Evoke.
To bring or recall a feeling, memory, or image into your mind.
Examples.
Evoke a sense of awe. Evoke sympathy. This movie is likely to evoke strong emotions in the viewer.
Container.
A receptacle or object used to hold, store, or transport something. A large standardized metal box that is used for transporting goods by sea or land.
Examples.
Plastic container. Container ship. The restaurant uses large containers to store its food ingredients.
Communicate.
To share or exchange information with others by speaking, writing, moving your body, or using other signals.
Examples.
Communicate his anxieties to the psychiatrist. Communicate well with my advisor. Dolphins use sound to communicate with each other.
Conceive.
To have or develop an idea, a plan, etc. in mind, to become pregnant.
Examples.
Conceive of an idea. Conceive a child. I can't conceive he'd want to harm us.
Hollow.
Having a hole, empty space inside, or indentation on the surface.
Examples.
Have hollow legs. Hollow sound. The tree had a hollow trunk, which made it easy for animals to take shelter inside.
Unpack.
To open and remove stored items from a container or package. To analyze or examine something in detail, often to clarify or understand it better.
Examples.
Unpack a crate. Unpack a concept. I need to unpack my suitcase and put my clothes away.
Verbiage.
Excessive or unnecessary use of words, often characterized by verbosity or wordiness, the style or manner of expressing something in a lengthy or convoluted way.
Examples.
Excessive verbiage. Legal verbiage. The report was filled with unnecessary verbiage that made it difficult to understand.
Abstract.
Based on general ideas, feelings, or qualities and not on any of physical or concrete existence.
Examples.
An abstract noun. Abstract science. The invention of the camera triggered the development of abstract painting.
Concrete.
Existing in a physical or material form rather than an abstract one, based on facts rather than ideas or guesses, made of or covered with cement.
Examples.
A concrete noun. Concrete examples. The president asked for a more concrete plan. Adhering strictly to the exact meaning or interpretation of words or language, without exaggeration or metaphorical meaning.
Examples:
Literal translation. Literal understanding. Her literal interpretation of the text caused her to miss the deeper meaning behind the author's words.
Spatial.
Of or relating space and the position, area, and size of things.
Examples:
Spatial ability. Spatial distribution. He carefully determined the spatial relations of every piece of the stage set.
Messenger.
Someone or something that carries a message, especially one sent to convey information, news, or an official document.
Examples:
Messenger app. A secret messenger. An mRNA vaccine is a type of vaccine that uses a copy of a molecule called messenger RNA.
Stretch.
To make or be capable of making anything longer or broader without hurting or breaking.
Examples:
Stretch along the coast. Stretch a story. Some herds have been observed to stretch hundreds of kilometers.
Likewise.
In the same way.
Examples:
Do likewise. Please revise likewise. He is tall and likewise strong.
Indicate.
To show, point out, or make known something, often through a sign or a symbol, to suggest or imply something without stating it directly.
Examples:
Indicate a preference. Indicate an error. The data indicates that the company's profits have steadily increased over the past quarter.
Interpersonal.
Connected with relationships between people.
Examples:
Communication and interpersonal skills. Interpersonal situations. Interpersonal rejection and acceptance are both psychologically significant events.
Necessarily.
In an essential manner, in such a way as could not be otherwise.
Examples:
Not necessarily a problem. Necessarily true. This accident was something that happened necessarily.
Manhandle.
To handle or move someone or something roughly or awkwardly, often using physical force or without care, to treat someone roughly or brutally.
Examples:
Manhandle his property. Manhandle a piece of furniture. The movers tried to manhandle the heavy piano up the stairs, but eventually had to call for a crane to lift it.
Threat.
A strong indication or likelihood of harm, danger, or adverse consequences. An expression of intent to inflict harm or injury on someone or something, often made as a means of coercion or intimidation.
Examples:
Economic threat. Environmental threat. The threat of severe weather prompted the city to issue an evacuation warning.
Entity.
Something that exists independently and has its own identity.
Examples:
Legal entity. Government entity. A company is a distinct legal entity.
Engage.
To attract and keep someone's attention and interest, to participate in or obtain services of something.
Examples:
Engage in environmental protection activities. Engage a new employee. Many multinational companies are engaged in the reconstruction of that country.
Tug.
To pull something quickly and hard, often several times.
Examples:
Tug a rope. Tug at his hand. This movie tugs at everyone's heartstrings.
Feat.
A notable or impressive achievement, especially one that requires great skill or bravery.
Examples:
Intellectual feat. Feat accomplishment. It is an incredible feat to climb Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world.
Basis.
The most important facts, ideas, or events from which something is developed, the way how things are organized or arranged.
Examples:
On an equal basis. Basis for calculation. This evidence will form the basis for our discussion.
Differ.
To be not like someone or something in some way.
Examples:
Differ from the majority. Differ according to species. The two products differed in their quality and price.
Pregnant.
Having a baby or young animal developing in the uterus.
Examples:
Needs of pregnant women. A silence pregnant with suspense. She vacated the position when she got pregnant.
Killing.
The act of causing death, a sudden and intense force or effect that causes significant damage or destruction. A situation where someone is making a substantial amount of money or experiencing significant financial success.
Examples:
Killing spree. Profit killing. The killing of unarmed civilians is considered a war crime.
Fetus.
An unborn or unhatched animal in the later stages of development showing the main recognizable features of the mature animal.
Examples:
Development of the fetus. An aborted fetus. The female vagina is elastic enough to allow the passage of a fetus.
Unborn.
Not yet born.
Examples:
An unborn child. Unborn generations. It is unknown whether this vaccine is effective in an unborn baby.
Invade.
To enter aggressively into another's territory by military force for conquest and occupation.
Examples:
invade other tissues. Invade his privacy. I have no intention to invade your privacy.
Liberate.
To set free, to release or rescue from captivity or oppression.
Examples:
liberate people from oppression. Liberate potential. The prisoners were liberated after the war ended.
Redistribute.
To share something among people in a different way.
Examples:
redistribute income fairly. Redistribute data. The general redistributed the troops more strategically.
Wealth.
A large amount of money, property, or other things that someone or an organization owns.
Examples:
majority of his wealth. Material wealth. The wealth inequality was unavoidable.
Confiscate.
To seize, take or appropriate something by authority, often as a penalty for breaking laws or rules.
Examples:
confiscate drugs. Confiscate property. The security officer had to confiscate the weapon from the suspect.
Intelligence.
The ability to learn, comprehend, or make judgments or conclusions based on reasons.
Examples:
an intelligence test. Field of artificial intelligence. In terms of intelligence, he was head and shoulders above his classmates.
Consist.
To be composed or made up of.
Examples:
consist mainly of cells. Consist only in knowing facts. This examination consists of 5 problems to solve.
Repertoire.
The range or variety of skills, abilities, performances, or works that a person or group is capable of producing or performing. The entire body of works that is available to an individual or group to choose from when performing or producing something.
Examples:
musical repertoire. Cooking repertoire. The chef's repertoire of dishes includes both classic and innovative recipes.
Intensive.
Involving a lot of work or activity in a short time.
Examples:
intensive agriculture. Intensive care. The construction industry is labor-intensive, although it has been somewhat automated by introducing large machinery.
Evolution.
A gradual process of transformation of living things.
Examples:
human evolution. Evolution theory. They study the evolution of the universe.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Bleach.
To remove color or stains, whiten, or sterilize using a solution of chemicals or other substances, such as bleach.
Examples:
Bleach stains. Bleach hair. I need to bleach the shirt to remove the stains.
Domain.
A specific sphere of influence or control, a specific field of knowledge or expertise.
Examples:
Domain of use. A dependent domain. The company's domain in the market was expanding to new territories.
Evolve.
To develop gradually, or to cause the development of something or someone gradually.
Examples:
Evolve. Evolve over the past decade. Eyeless fish evolved in dark caves.
Mathematics.
The science dealing with the logic of quantities, shapes, spaces, and arrangement.
Examples:
A good grounding in mathematics. Mathematics competition. He has a flair for mathematics.
Physics.
The science of matter and energy and their interactions.
Examples:
Nuclear physics. Laws of physics. He studied the physics of radiation.
Puzzle.
A situation that is difficult to follow or solve, a game, problem, or toy that tests a person's ingenuity or knowledge. Verb, to cause someone to feel confused because of something difficult to understand.
Examples:
Crossword puzzle. Mathematical puzzle. This jigsaw puzzle is challenging because there are no pictures.
Indirect.
Happening in addition to the main or intended aim, cause or result, often in a way that is not obvious, not following the shortest or straight way.
Examples:
Indirect taxation. Indirect lighting. He expressed his dissatisfaction in an indirect way.
Kidnapping.
The act of taking somebody away illegally and holding them captive.
Examples:
Kidnapping attempt. Mass kidnapping. She received a year's imprisonment for aggravated kidnapping.
License.
An official permission or authorization to do, use, or own something, a legal document that grants the holder the right to perform certain activities, such as driving a car, practicing a profession, or using a particular product or service. License renewal. Software license. Before driving, ensure you have a valid driver's license.
Extend.
To broaden in scope, range, or area.
Examples:
Extend the warranty. Extend a line. Her visit will extend from Monday to Friday.
Slight.
Very small in degree or amount.
Examples:
Feel a slight concern. Slight increase. We made slight modifications to reflect the views of both sides.
Interpret.
To explain or assign the meaning of information, actions, etc.
Examples:
Interpret a graph. Interpret the question. Different people might interpret this news differently.
Veil.
A piece of fine cloth worn by women to cover or conceal the face. Verb, to cover, conceal, or obscure.
Examples:
Veil of mystery. Veil her face. He lifted her veil with both hands.
Bribe.
To try to make someone do something to gain one's favors or influence by giving a gift of money or other inducements.
Examples:
Bribe a politician. Bribe him with food. He tries to bribe the ship's captain to export illegal products.
Rampant.
Especially if something bad or unwelcome, flourishing or spreading everywhere in a way that cannot be controlled.
Examples:
Rampant growth of weeds. Rampant corruption. In an overly protective industry, violations of the ethics rules tend to be rampant.
Polite.
Showing consideration, respect, or deference towards others, having good manners, civility, or courteous behavior.
Examples:
Polite manners. Polite tone. It's important to be polite even when you disagree with someone.
Awesome.
Inspiring fear, admiration, or respect. Very good, nice, fun, etc.
Examples:
Awesome mental faculty. Have an awesome birthday. There is a lot of awesome nature and food in Hawaii.
Bizarre.
Very strange or unusual.
Examples:
The story is bizarre. Bizarre behavior. The truth was more bizarre than expected.
Etch.
To carve, cut, or engrave a design or text into a hard surface. To corrode, erode, or eat away at a metal surface using acid or another chemical substance to create a design or pattern.
Examples:
Etch a metal plate. Etch a design into wood. He used a sharp tool to etch his initials onto the metal.
Intent.
A strong determination or attention to do or achieve something. Adjective, having a strong determination to do or achieve something.
Examples:
The intent of a question. Intent gaze. The designer's intent was to create a minimalist aesthetic for the interior of the building.
Sham.
Something that is not as good or true as it seems to be and is intended to deceive people. A person who pretends to be something they are not.
Examples:
A sham battle. Turn out to be all sham. The data he prepared was completely sham.
Muse.
A source of inspiration, particularly for creative endeavors such as writing or art, a mythical spirit thought to inspire poets and artists.
Examples:
Muse inspiration. Creative muse. She gazed out the window, deep in thought, as if waiting for her muse to strike.
Hypothesis.
A proposed idea or explanation that is based on a few known facts, but has not yet been proven to be true or accurate.
Examples:
Test my hypothesis. A bold hypothesis. This evidence supports the Big Bang hypothesis.
Possibility.
A chance that something may happen or be true.
Examples:
Possibility for growth. Possibility of a major earthquake. The possibility of getting the disease will drastically increase.
Solicitation.
The act of requesting, asking for, or seeking something, often persistently or aggressively. The act of asking for or seeking donations, business, or contributions from others.
Examples:
Solicitation letter. Solicitation of funds. The persistent solicitation calls from telemarketers are so annoying.
Negotiate.
To have formal discussions with someone to reach an agreement.
Examples:
Negotiate a settlement. Negotiate the price of the house. We are always happy to negotiate a discount.
Influential.
Having significant impact or power on someone or something.
Examples:
An influential newspaper. An influential politician. Early childhood experiences are very influential for people.
Taxonomy.
The classification or scientific study of organisms, including their relationships to each other, based on shared characteristics and traits, a system of organizing and categorizing information in a particular field or subject area.
Examples:
Taxonomy system. Biological taxonomy. The taxonomy of insects is incredibly complex due to the huge number of species.
Anthropology.
The scientific study of humanity, concerned with human behavior, human biology, cultures, societies, and linguistics in both the present and past, including past human species.
Examples:
Social anthropology. Anthropology of religion. The areas of anthropology and psychology are significantly related to one another.
Categorize.
To put people or things into groups according to their features, types, etc.
Examples:
Categorize the image. Categorize the cause of failure. The biologist categorized the viruses into 4 groups.
Communal.
Belonging to or used by a group rather than individuals, for common use.
Examples:
Communal swimming pool. Communal combination of funds. Communal elections were held in several European countries.
Principle.
A fundamental law or truth that explains or controls how something happens or works.
Examples:
Principle of treatment. Principle in business. Efficiency isn't an essential principle here, fairness is.
Mindset.
The established set of attitudes or fixed ideas held by someone.
Examples:
Flexible mindset. The mindset in an education system. Countries whose goal is economic development often focus on fostering an entrepreneurial mindset in each individual.
Operate.
To work in a particular way, to supervise something.
Examples:
Operate 24 hours a day. Manually operate a machine. This machine is too difficult to operate for me.
Dominance.
The state or quality of being the most powerful or influential person or group.
Examples:
Dominance of traits. Dominance relationship. The company has maintained its dominance in the market for several years.
Mess.
A state of confusion, dirtiness, or untidiness. Verb, to fail to do something or to make something dirty or untidy.
Examples:
Have a whole mess. Get into a mess. He made a frightful mess in his room.
Reciprocity.
A mutual exchange of help and advantages, privileges granted in return for similar privileges.
Examples:
Reciprocity relationship. Reciprocity exchange. The policy of reciprocity between the 2 countries allowed for visa-free travel.
Scratch.
To cut or damage the surface of something or the skin with a sharp or pointed object.
Examples:
Scratch off a name. Scratch my signature. Don't scratch your mosquito bites.
Immortal.
Having eternal or never-ending life, living forever, incapable of dying, having enduring fame or lasting significance.
Examples:
Immortal soul. Immortal love. Legends often describe mythical creatures as immortal beings.
Default.
To fail to fulfill an obligation or pay a debt when it is due, to fail to meet expectations or perform as required, to choose or accept a predetermined option or condition without making a deliberate selection or choice. Noun, the preset or automatic settings that a system or program uses when the user has selected no other options.
Examples:
Default settings. Default on the mortgage. If you don't specify a different option, the computer will default to its original settings.
Situ.
Short for situated, meaning located or placed in a particular position or circumstance.
Examples:
Ex situ conservation. In situ control. Melanoma in situ is considered the earliest stage of melanoma and has a high cure rate with appropriate treatment.
Applied.
Of or relating to a subject of study, especially a science, that is used in a practical way.
Examples:
Applied research. Applied physics. Military technology eventually became the foundation for applied technology that supported people's lives.
Extended.
Longer than usual or anticipated.
Examples:
Extended vacation. Extended payment. The extended airport runways may accommodate larger jets.
Naturally.
As might be expected, by natural manners.
Examples:
Naturally arising. Naturally regenerated forest. He was naturally gifted.
Mentality.
The characteristic way of thinking or mindset of an individual or group, the mental attitude or outlook that influences behavior, choices, and opinions.
Examples:
Criminal mentality. Self-improvement mentality. Her positive mentality helped her overcome challenges and achieve her goals.
Ordinary.
Not different, exceptional, or unexpected in any way, especially in quality, ability, size, or degree.
Examples:
An ordinary school. Ordinary annual revenue. The ordinary session of the Diet opened.
Disposed.
Inclined or willing to do something.
Examples:
He is evilly disposed. Disposed of without being eaten. I'm disposed to agree with your opinion.
Brotherhood.
A relationship characterized by mutual support, unity, and camaraderie among people who share a common interest.
Examples:
spirit of brotherhood, brotherhood among coworkers. The brotherhood between the firefighters was evident in their teamwork and bravery during the blaze.
Fraternal.
Relating to or like a brother or brothers of twins, derived from two separate fertilized ova, equals the female reproductive cell.
Examples:
fraternal twins, a fraternal association. He recommended that they take out fraternal life insurance.
Organization.
A group of people who work together for a shared purpose.
Examples:
organization chart, agricultural organization. She is the president of a large international organization.
Sorority.
A social organization or club for women, often associated with college or university institutions, which focuses on scholarship, sisterhood, and social activities.
Examples:
sorority house, sorority recruitment. The sorority sisters hosted a fundraiser for their chosen charity.
Locution.
A particular word or phrase, especially one that is characteristic or distinctive of a particular person or group, a style or manner of speaking.
Examples:
colloquial locution, rhetorical locution. She used a poetic locution to convey her feelings of sorrow.
Relate.
To establish a connection or association between two or more things. To narrate or tell about an event, experience, or relationship. To empathize or feel sympathy with someone or something.
Examples:
relate a story, relate a message. He tried to relate his experience to the group, but they couldn't understand.
Appropriate.
Suitable or proper in the circumstances, fitting.
Examples:
appropriate behavior, an appropriate time. It would be appropriate to dress nicely for the wedding.
Kinship.
The state or fact of being related to someone.
Examples:
kinship ties, kinship relations. She felt a sense of kinship with her new colleagues.
Mismatch.
To put together or match items that are not compatible or do not fit well together. To be different from or not correspond to something else.
Examples:
mismatch expectations, mismatch socks. The colors of the shirt and pants totally mismatch, making the outfit look ridiculous.
Assume.
To think or accept something to be true without having proof of it, to take or begin to have power, to begin to exhibit a specific quality or appearance.
Examples:
assume a lousy attitude to his boss. Assume an important role. The following example assumes that the capacity of each battery is the same.
Awkward.
Making you feel uncomfortable or embarrassed, causing inconvenience or difficulty.
Examples:
An awkward expression. An awkward date. The awkward design of the interface made the operation difficult.
Shrimp.
A small, freshwater or saltwater creature with a slender body and long legs.
Examples:
Shrimp cocktail. Shrimp farming. The seafood restaurant had a variety of dishes featuring shrimp.
Blatant.
Completely obvious, often offensively or inappropriately, characterized by shameless or brazen behavior.
Examples:
Blatant hypocrisy. Blatant disregard. Fact-checkers quickly exposed the politician's blatant lie.
Negotiation.
The process of discussing and reaching an agreement with others.
Examples:
Negotiation process. Negotiation skills. The negotiation between the two countries was a delicate and complex process.
Tension.
A state of mental or emotional strain or excitement, the state of being stretched tight.
Examples:
Tension headache. A high-tension wire. The tension in the room was palpable as the team waited for their leader to speak.
Employee.
A person who is hired to work for a business or organization in exchange for wages or salary, a worker.
Examples:
Employee benefits. Employee evaluation. The employee handbook outlines the rules and regulations that all employees must follow.
Socialism.
A political and economic theory or system that advocates for the collective ownership and control of the means of production and distribution of goods, aiming for a more equitable and just society, a system that aims to reduce economic inequalities and prioritize the welfare of the community as a whole.
Examples:
Non-Marxist socialism. The rise of socialism. The professor held a seminar on the principles of democratic socialism and its impact on modern European countries.
Reciprocal.
Given or felt by each toward the other, mutual, corresponding, or interchangeable.
Examples:
Have a reciprocal respect. Reciprocal actions. Their relationship was based on reciprocal love and respect for each other.
Transaction.
An instance of buying or selling something, the act or process of doing something.
Examples:
Card with no foreign transaction fees. Transaction balance. Electronic transactions remain incomplete due to system errors.
Transition.
The process or period of changing from one state or circumstance to another.
Examples:
Transition phase. Ensure a smooth transition. The nation's healthcare system is in transition at the moment.
Notoriously.
In a way that is well known or widely recognized, often for something negative or scandalous, with a reputation for being infamous or notorious.
Examples:
Behave notoriously. Notoriously elusive. The city is notoriously difficult to navigate without a map.
Conflict.
A strong disagreement, argument, or a violent clash between two opposing groups or individuals.
Examples:
The conflict between good and evil. The long-standing conflict. He and I often had conflicts, not only in personality, but also in ideology.
Dominant.
More important, influential, or easy to notice than anything else of the same type.
Examples:
Achieve a dominant share. Dominant force. Her company soon won a dominant market share.
Harassment.
The act of repeatedly annoying, tormenting, or persecuting someone in a way that is threatening or unwelcome, often relating to issues of race, gender, or other identities.
Examples:
Sexual harassment. Emotional harassment. The company has a zero-tolerance policy for harassment in the workplace.
Satisfy.
To make somebody pleased by giving them what they want or need.
Examples:
Satisfy a desire. Satisfy a user's needs. Did this response satisfy your request?
Convey.
To express ideas, feelings, etc., so that it is known or understood by other people. To carry something from one place to another.
Examples:
Convey a complex idea. Convey goods by truck. An ironic remark often conveys an intended meaning obliquely.
Command.
Authority, control, or mastery over something, often referring to military or leadership contexts, a directive, order, or instruction, expertise or competence in a specific area. Verb, to give an authoritative order or instruction, or to be in charge or control of something.
Examples:
Command and control. Command a battery. The general gave a command to his troops to prepare for battle.
Maintain.
To continue to uphold or sustain, to keep in a particular state or condition, to assert or declare something to be true.
Examples:
Maintain order. Maintain good health. I need to maintain my car regularly to prevent any major mechanical issues.
Imply.
To indicate the truth or existence of something without referring to it.
Examples.
Imply a strong correlation. Imply the presence of alien. The salespeople speak in technical terms to imply that they are more knowledgeable than the customer.
Derive.
To obtain or receive something from a source.
Examples.
Derive a conclusion. Derive knowledge from books. These English words are derived from Latin.
Interpretation.
An explanation or opinion of something, especially that is not immediately obvious.
Examples.
The interpretation of history. Open to interpretation. His interpretations of literary works are often unique.
Relevance.
The state or degree of being closely connected or appropriate to the matter at hand.
Examples.
Have no relevance. Relevance category. The relevance of this information to the current situation needs to be investigated.
Context.
The circumstances, facts, or conditions that surround a particular event, situation, or statement and that give it meaning.
Examples.
Historical context. Legal context. It's important to understand the context of a situation before making a decision.
Initiate.
To begin or start something, to teach the basics or fundamentals of something to somebody, to formally admit someone into a group or organization.
Examples.
Initiate a project. Initiate a discussion. The committee will initiate an investigation into the company's financial records.
Conditional.
Depending on a specific condition or circumstance, imposed or subject to certain conditions or restrictions.
Examples.
Conditional offer. Conditional release. The conditional statement in the program tells the computer what to do next.
Imperative.
Very important or requiring attention or action.
Examples.
Moral imperative. Imperative need. It is imperative for politicians to be effective communicators.
Presuppose.
To assume or require as an essential condition or prerequisite, to take for granted or consider as a necessary assumption before further discussion or action.
Examples.
Presuppose certain conditions. Presuppose a limitation. To fully understand the concept, we must presuppose certain background knowledge.
Compliance.
The act of following rules or regulations, often willingly or voluntarily, the act of conforming to a set of standards or guidelines.
Examples.
Compliance audit. Regulatory compliance. Conservation groups praised the company's compliance with environmental regulations.
Damn.
To express disapproval of or disappointment in something or someone. To condemn or to curse, a swear word, an expression of anger.
Examples:
Damn the consequences. Damn with faint praise. The company's poor financial performance is likely to damn the CEO's chances of being re-elected to the board.
Plausible.
Seeming reasonable or likely to be true, and therefore convincing.
Examples:
Plausible explanation. A plausible liar. She could find no plausible explanation for its failure.
Deny.
To state that one refuses to admit the existence or truth of something.
Examples:
Adamantly deny killing. Deny the allegations. He is still denying stealing the money from the cash register.
Propose.
To make a proposal, declare a plan for something.
Examples:
Propose the amendment. Propose changes. I want to propose a toast in honor of our long-standing relationship.
Pay off.
The outcome or result of an action or series of actions, the return or reward gained from an investment, effort, or risk.
Examples:
Financial payoff. Emotional payoff. The payoff for all my hard work was finally getting a promotion.
Matrix.
A rectangular array of numbers, symbols, or expressions, arranged in rows and columns and often enclosed in brackets, an enclosure within which something originates or develops.
Examples:
The matrix of Western civilization. Matrix multiplication. The matrix of numbers on the spreadsheet allowed the accountant to track the company's profits and losses easily.
Stake.
A share or financial investment in something such as a business, a wooden or metal post set up to mark something.
Examples:
Execution by burning at a stake. By the company's stake. The stake of the company is too high nowadays.
Dishonest.
Capable of being corrupted, not honest.
Examples:
Dishonest politicians. Promote dishonest behavior. Often in drama, dishonest personalities gain popularity.
Traffic.
The movement of vehicles, people, or goods along a route or through a transport system. The amount of such movement in a particular place or at a particular time.
Examples:
Traffic jam. Heavy traffic. We decided to take a detour to avoid the construction traffic on the main road.
Vent.
A small opening to escape or release gas, air, liquid, etc., activity or process that frees or expresses strong creative energy or emotion.
Examples:
Volcanic vent. Vent tube. He gave vent to his anger by playing the guitar.
Consequence.
The outcome of a particular action or event, especially relative to an individual.
Examples.
Unintended consequences. The consequence of an argument. These economic activities had disastrous environmental consequences.
Severe.
Extremely serious or bad in feeling, manner, or strict and harsh, extremely strong or vigorous.
Examples.
Severe heat. A severe case of pneumonia. The senator received severe criticism from his opponent.
Penalty.
A punishment for violating a law, rule, or contract.
Examples.
Death penalty. Corner of the penalty area. The lawyer was reinstated after paying the penalty.
Arrest.
To take into custody.
Examples.
Arrest the thief. Arrest the progress. A police officer has the authority to arrest a criminal.
Bribery.
The practice or attempt of offering something, usually money, to gain an unlawful advantage.
Examples.
Bribery scandal. Vulnerable to bribery. He is currently under accusation of fraud and bribery.
Fraught.
Causing, accompanied by, or full of anxiety, tension, or stress.
Examples.
Become increasingly fraught. Fraught with danger. The negotiations were fraught with challenges and setbacks.
Nuisance.
Something or someone that causes annoyance, inconvenience, or discomfort, an unpleasant or irritating thing or person.
Examples.
Traffic nuisance. Nuisance call. The barking dog next door is becoming quite a nuisance.
Asset.
Something or someone that is useful or valuable quality, skill, etc., valuable property.
Examples.
Frozen assets. Liquid assets of the company. A sense of humor is an invaluable asset in this job.
Affirm.
To assert that something is true or real, to state positively.
Examples.
Affirm old traditions. Affirm strong identity. I affirm that I will always stand by my beliefs.
Diplomat.
A person appointed by a government to conduct diplomacy, equals the management of relationships between countries, with one or more other countries or international organizations.
Examples.
Allied diplomat. Expel a diplomat. The senior diplomat worked tirelessly to negotiate a peace treaty between the two countries.
Vague.
Not clearly expressed or understood.
Examples:
Vague idea. Make a vague answer. The vague rumor turned out to be false.
Bug.
Any tiny insect, a fault or defect in a computer program, system, or machine.
Examples:
Bug bites. Number of bug fixes. I found a stink bug crawling across the ceiling.
Imperfectly.
In a faulty or incomplete way.
Examples:
Imperfectly developed. Imperfectly known disease. He created an imperfectly shaped torso.
Advantage.
A condition or circumstance that puts one in a favorable or superior position, a beneficial feature or asset that someone or something has.
Examples:
Score an advantage. Take advantage of his weak points. One of the main advantages of the new product is its increased efficiency.
Collective.
Done or shared by every member of a group of people.
Examples:
Right to collective bargaining. Collective ownership. Product development is a collective effort.
Quirk.
A peculiar behavior, habit, or characteristic that is distinctive to an individual or group.
Examples:
Personality quirk. A quirk of fate. One of her quirks is that she always wears mismatched socks.
Complexity.
The state or quality of being complicated or intricate and difficult to understand.
Examples:
Cognitive complexity. Complexity theory. The project's complexity made it difficult for the team to complete it on time.
Tick.
A light, sharp, repetitive sound or action, a mark indicating that something is correct or has been done. Any of two families of small parasitic arachnids with barbed proboscis.
Examples:
Tick of the clock. Tick fever. I always put a tick mark next to the items on my grocery list after buying them.